group has it all. Great music, great moves, great looks, great personalities. I'm talking about Culture Club. They have a single called Do You Really Want to Hurt Me that's been #1 in England and 10 other countries in the world. I'm Susan Blond, and I'm here with the lead singer, Boy George, and the drummer, John Moss. Is there any meaning behind the name of your album, Kissing to Be Clever?
Well, the idea is kissing was like the kiss of life, the kiss of death. It doesn't actually mean sort of sticking your tongue in somebody's mouth. It just means like kissing. Kissing is a way of, I don't know, if you say dance like an enemy, it doesn't mean literally dance. It just means it's an emphasis on movement. And kissing to be clever is like, you know, it's just very smug. It's like cynical love songs. You know, like, do you really want to hurt me? Do you really want to hurt me? It's not you have hurt me and that's it, you know, I'm gone, I'm lost. It's just another way of looking at love, you know, in a more positive way. So kissing to be clever is like, you know, very smug, you know. Like the picture on the cover is very sort of, you know, very smug. And that's what it's meant to emphasize. So there is a meaning behind the album title.
Do you like to kiss?
Only people with nice breath.
Last night in the audience, there were all these people in the same hats that you wear. Now, they must have all gone out to Brooklyn to get these Hasidic Jewish hats. What do you think of people dressing like you and also making up like you?
I think it shows an obvious sort of intelligence. No, I don't mind people dressing up like me, you know. I mean, it shows that it's sort of quite normal, really. Because most people would probably look at me and say, oh, you know, that's not normal. Hey, you know, what's going on? So I think that if other people do it as well, it makes it more acceptable. I mean, you know, it's all about the fun of dressing up. Everybody dresses up, you know. Liberace dresses up. There's no difference between me and Liberace. He's as much of a show-off as I am.
It's good. Listen, you read fashion magazines and you copy that. You see something you like, going, yeah, I like that.
Catalogues.
So people see him, you know, or us, and they buy the hat. I mean, who thought of going to buy a Strymon?
Yeah, Strymon.
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 Get it.
But I think that in this case, you're the one who's starting the new fashion, right? I mean, you didn't read this particular thing. Oh, it's not?
No, it's not a fashion.
No, well, I think...
what?
It's not a fashion, but it's not a complete look. It's all different things. It's nothing. I mean, he's always looked like that. He hasn't started anything. He's been like that for years. You know, if starting a fashion is somebody discovering something, then it's starting a fashion.
Yeah, I think that's probably the difference between Culture Club and maybe a lot of other pop bands. That, you know, before I started this band, I had, you know, the way I dress has always been a very personal thing. I mean, I just dress up because I'm an extrovert. And I think that when the band came together, it was part and parcel of the same thing, really. We didn't just sort of get the band together and think, wow, let's get a wacky image for the stage. You know, we've always sort of been quite eccentric. So we can concentrate on our music rather than the way we look, because that was already sewed up before we started. So now we can give, you know, the public good tunes and good sounds without worrying about what they think about how we look.
What about video? It seems like everyone thinks your videos are the most outrageous. How do you think your videos are affecting the world?
If I explain to you about the Do You Really Want to Hurt Me video, it's based on culture clashes throughout history. You start off in a courtroom, you know, and it's give me time to realise my crime, the crime of love and existing as a sort of freak in society. And what it goes on to explain is, you know, wherever you go throughout history, like the 1930s, the 1950s, we had a very American part in the video, in the 50s, a swimming pool. And wherever I went, I was, you know, chucked out. I was thrown out because I didn't fit in, which is, it's another way of explaining that, you know, the way I look, if you get eccentric people, they're never quite accepted wherever you go. Even though, like, you know, like quiffs and, you know, some people are so eccentric, but they don't realise they're eccentric, like these old women with big beehives and big eyebrows. I mean, they look as odd as I do, but they never actually admit that they look odd because they're so set in their ways, you know. But in a modern-day society, they look as strange as I do, I think. So the video is explaining that whole culture clash thing, you know, where you can travel anywhere. That was very funny because I actually went in fully clothed backwards, and it was quite a frightening experience. I went underwater like this, and then they rolled the film backwards, so I came out bone dry, but I was soaked when I got out. I was soaked.
Now, how is it that you're so big in so many countries? I mean, Holland, Belgium, Germany, New Zealand, Australia, Austria?
Well, I think it's the song. It's nothing else but the song. It's just there's something about, well, the new one, actually, I must say, I think it's even better. There's something about that song. It's a classic song. And I think that song's going to be as relevant in 10, 15 years. People are going to be covering it.
Yeah,
I mean, that's it. I know you much it's the way we look. It's, it's the right time. But I think it's that song.
Can you imagine anyone covering Do You Really Want to Hurt Me?
Well, you're actually covering it like us.
No, I mean like Barbra Streisand or Frank Sinatra, someone like that.
In London, we have the London Philharmonic Orchestra doing it.
Doing it where?
Boom, 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 boom.
But when did they do that?
Oh, a month ago. Because they're all the number ones. You don't have that many number ones in England. It's a big number one, So.
I'll tell you what, I'm sure they use it on. As nature programs. In Britain, they're brilliant at making documentaries, and they say, the Andes, mountain range, and they'll probably have a bit of the music in that. It sounds like that sort of music as well.
Did you know that Stephen Holden from the New York Times said that your voice sounds like a cross between Smokey Robinson and the early 60 Teenage Idols? Smokey Robinson. Now, what do you think about that?
I take that as a great compliment, because when I was younger, obviously, no English band likes to say they like American music, but I liked Philadelphia Soul, I like Gladys Knight and the Pips, I like Smokey Robinson, Marvin Gaye. So it's very nice to have that sort of compliment,
Time, and everybody in England's already seen this and very excited about it, and we're dying to see it. Now, before we see it, is there anything that you'd like to tell us about it?
Do you want to talk about that one?
Yeah, well, it's a better video.
Better?
Yeah, there's more of me in it. Which I'm really sure of, No, we're more happy with it because the last one was, we had so many ideas and it was a bit rushed and it was a bit hard to understand, I think, the last one. But the next one, it's got more of one atmosphere on it. And it's sort of warmer, isn't it? It's more intimate. It's got more of a band feel to it. The other one was sort of...
Is it Magritte?
Magritte.
It's got a
lot of Magritte.
Magritte.
This new one?
Yeah.
Well, you have big apples?
No, we have a shot with me with a clock on my face with a hat.